I'm here to talk to you about special effects. They're everything from shooting guns to explosions, or maybe you're more of a sci-fi guy. We've got that too. And it's been around for quite some time, but of course it was quite rudimentary in its beginnings. Let's take a look at The Invisible Man, the 1930s.
You're crazy to know who I am, aren't you? All right, I'll show you. The mania madness of your peering through the keyholes and gaping through the curtains. And now you'll suffer for it.
But why? Why do it, Griffin? Just a scientific experiment at first, to do something no other man in the world had done.
You see, what they did there was wrap up a guy in ace bandages and say he's invisible, and then with a little bit of masking make it seem so. But masking is not that complicated nowadays. I mean, I can easily mask myself. See, it's not that hard. But that's just how far this technology has come. Now, let's look at something a little bit more complicated and a little bit newer. Let's say how they do invisibility with Predator.
Apollo Creed aren't enough to stop a rogue alien hunter. Payback said F all that noise and took a plasma cannon to his arm. And to add insult to permanent injury,
You see, we came a long way, and we've come a long way since then. Now, Fantastic Four might be a bad example, as she just goes invisible like this. I mean, that's not very impressive, but as far as those Predator special effects, I can do that. Watch this. You see, with very little training, I can create effects that, when Predator came out, were absolutely mind-blowing, but now with a $50 program are quite simple. I can even create effects from newer movies, like Fantastic Four, when he turns into fire. Now let's take a look at the original. Obviously mine's not quite on par with theirs, but you get the point that these more complicated effects are becoming easier and easier to do, which means they get more and more complicated. So now we demand things like this. Obviously I can't recreate that. I don't have the technology, the know-how, the skill, or the time. But you get the point. Special effects are becoming a huge part of movies today. I mean, for a basic retelling of Pocahontas, CGI made that the second best-selling movie in history. I think that's kind of a big deal. You have to take a step back and think about at what cost. Hope things like plot and characterization aren't hurt by this new trend of special effects. Granted, it's visually stimulating, but I like to be mentally stimulated by movies as well. Let's just hope for the best.